Yo, what's going on with you guys? It's your boy John Mike down here at gospelproducers.com. And today I want to talk about something that I think is really, really cool. I'm working on this track. I'm mixing this track for this artist named Tiana. I can't, her last name, I will mess it up, so I won't try to say it. But I'm working on this track and I have ran across this little thing that I was doing and I thought it'd be cool to share with you guys. And it's how you can create space and character and art in a mix just by using what we call delay throws, right? So I'm gonna play this track for you so you guys can kind of hear what's going on, and then I'll kind of break it down and show you what I'm doing. So this is the section that I'm working on right now.
For you are good, and you are God alone. You are He who sits on the throne.
So really cool kind of space right there. But as you notice, like when she says you are God, and in between those phrases there's a lot of gap and a lot of space. So what we want to do is fill up those spaces with a delay throw effect that sounds kind of like this.
For you are good, and you are God alone. You are He who sits on the throne.
So you kind of can hear it there. So it's you are God, God, God. So it creates a little effect, little delay there that opens up and fills that gap in that space so it doesn't feel so dead in that place. A common practice. But I'm going to show you how I kind of created this effect and the settings I used to do it. So first I did some automation right here. You can do that. This is going to work in any DAW. You don't have to be in Studio One. However you access your DAW's automation, this is how you do it. So what I did was I set up Effects 4 here. And like, again, whatever DAW you use, set it up on a bus. And so that way you can do a send to it, because you don't want to put your effects on the channel. That can kind of complicate it. Put it on an aux send, aux track, effects track, whatever the case may be, and make that happen. So on my Effects 4 track, so I know what it is. Normally I would name my effects tracks, but working fast, I just didn't name them. Don't crucify me. So I'm using the repeater. I'm using this repeater. This is inside of Slate Bundle, but you can do this with any delay. You can do this with the stock delay in your DAW. You can do this with H delay, whatever your foretaste is for delay plugins. You can do this. But what I've done is simply set my left and right, on my delay at 1/2. All right. And of course it's synced to the BPM of the DAW, synced to the host. So it's going to do it in, tandem with that BPM. But what I've also done with a repeater, why I like it, it allows you to do a high pass filter. And most delay plugins have this on there. I just did like a little high pass, kind of up to, what is this, like, I don't even know if that is, probably like about 100, so on and so forth. And then I did a low pass filter right down to about the same space or whatever. So it's really enhancing the mid range, almost like a radio effect. All right, think of it like that. If you know how to create a radio effect, it's the same thing. So if your delay doesn't have a high pass or low pass filter on it, just throw an EQ on it and just kind of create a radio effect with that. And if you know how to do that, then you can do that. Just throw a delay, throw a EQ right behind and create a radio effect. So this is what I've got it set up. These are my feedback, yada yada yada. Kind of got it set up this way. You can kind of look at my options and kind of copy them if you need to. And then to add a little bit of more kind of depth to it, I added the Valhalla Vintage Verb. You can do this with any reverb. It's just a kind of a standard reverb that's kind of set at 190 seconds. Just pick whatever suits your taste. Play around with it. So I put a verb behind it, and then I'm compressing it all right behind that or what have you, just with a simple compressor. All right. And so I got it compressed to just kind of, bring it up and stuff in the mix. And so the next thing to do is just to automate it. Now, so this is what it sounds like. Let me just solo just that bus or whatever so you can kind of hear it.
You are good, good, and you are God alone. You are He.
That's how it kind of sounds. And you can hear my other reverb that I had solo because it's soloed all of the buses. But you could hear that. That's basically my effects that I have in there on it. So when you add it in tandem, all I did is do like a little bump here, held it for a second and dropped it. And I used my fader port to like ride the fader up. I just automated the send. You can do this with your mouse. You can do this with a custom fader or whatever that you got to write automation. I prefer to do it that way because you can be a little bit more artistic, and then it gives you this whole file.
Forever and ever, for you are good, and you are God alone. You are He who sits on the throne.
And so I like that effect so much that I actually added it to the background vocals. So I have this section right here because, like, if I turn it off here,
Mercy endureth forever. Oh,
see, like that gap right there, it's just like a big space, and big dead spaces like that bother me. So like, I'm like, okay, I got to throw like a delay throw in there or something just to fill up that space. And so I end up with this.
and your mercy endureth forever. Oh Lord.
So it fills up that space and gives you a little bit more, depth and character to your mixes. So I hope that kind of helped you. Hope that gave you something that you can use in your mixing to make mixing and make your production great. It's little things like that, delayed throws, reverbs. Maybe you want to take that same concept and apply it to a reverb. I do that a lot as well. Sometimes you have sections that are bigger than others or smaller, or you want it more intimate. So maybe you bring up a verb or increase the tail on a verb in a different section. And it's all done via automation that makes things come together and sound really good. Hope this video helped you. Hope it blessed you. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.